Hello dear viewers, a very warm welcome to our channel. It's very good to have you here. In this video, we are going to have a look at top signs of bad common rail diesel injector. A failing common rail fuel injector can wreck your diesel engine performance and fuel economy. Bad injector can destroy your engine, it can destroy your turbo, or it can destroy your DPF if ignored. So diagnosing early is very crucial. So in order to help you with diagnosing bad common rail fuel injectors, let's have a look at some of the common symptoms exhibited by bad common rail diesel injector. Well, the first warning sign is hard starting or no starting at all. Difficulty starting the engine can be a sign of an injector not delivering fuel properly. This could be caused by a leaky fuel injector, or it could be caused by a clogged fuel injector that disrupt proper fuel spray pattern. The second symptom is rough idling. If the engine runs unevenly while idling, it could indicate an injector issue. Uneven fuel delivery causes engine vibration and shaking at idle. So, in order to pinpoint which injector is causing the rough idle, perform an injector balance test. So, rough idle is another symptom of a bad common rail diesel injector. 3. Excessive black smoke. Bad injectors can lead to incomplete combustion, increasing harmful emissions. Excess fuel can cause black smoke, indicating incomplete combustion. Overfueling due to stuck open injector can be a common cause for excessive black smoke. So if you happen to find out that there is a problem with one of the injectors causing stuck open and causing excessive leakage into the combustion chamber, replace the faulty fuel injector. 4. White or gray smoke at startup. This can indicate unburned fuel entering the exhaust due to injector malfunction. It could be caused by a leaking fuel injector. For example, unburned diesel fuel from the leaking injector can escape directly into the exhaust, resulting in white smoke. So check for fuel injector leak-off rate. If there is excessive leak-off rate in one of the injectors, then it is time for replacement. 5. Loss of power under load. Insufficient fuel reaching the engine can result in noticeable decrease in power and acceleration. The vehicle may struggle to maintain speed under load, such as when going uphill. This could be caused by weak or inconsistent spray pattern. So test the flow rate of fuel injectors in order to pinpoint which fuel injector is causing inconsistent spray. 6. Engine misfire. Inconsistent fuel delivery can cause the engine to misfire, resulting in rough idling and stalling. If one of the cylinders isn't firing properly, that is an indication of a misfire. So swap injectors to see if the misfire follows. That way you can pinpoint which injector is causing the trouble. 7. Knocking or pinging noise. A malfunctioning fuel injector may cause knocking sound due to improper fuel delivery. This could be as a result of poor automation. When there is poor automation, that will cause uneven combustion, leading to knocking. So that can be fixed in some cases by simply cleaning the fuel injectors. In extreme cases, it requires replacing the entire injector. 8. Increased fuel consumption. A failing fuel injector may deliver too much fuel into the combustion chamber, or it may deliver too little fuel, leading to increased fuel consumption. So, there is a leaking fuel injector, for example, that will waste fuel. So, monitor for fuel trim values. If there is excessive fuel consumption observed, that could be an indication of a leaky or failing fuel injector. 9. Check engine light. A malfunctioning injector may trigger the check engine light, especially if it affects emission. Specific diagnostic trouble codes related to fuel injector issue can be retrieved by using an OBD2 scanner. Common codes include P0201 up to P0208, which is an injector circuit fault, or P0087 or P0088, which is a rail pressure issue. So a check engine light can also be an indication of a failing fuel injector. 10. Fuel smell. A noticeable smell of diesel fuel can indicate leak around the fuel injectors. For example, if the leak is into the cylinder, that can cause oil dilution. Leaking injectors dilute engine oil. If there is fuel mixed in the oil, it has to be changed, so change oil and replace the faulty fuel injector. 11. Poor acceleration response. A noticeable lag in acceleration can indicate injector issues affecting fuel delivery. Delayed or weak injection can be a cause for poor acceleration response. So check the fuel injector electrical resistance in order to determine which injector is causing poor acceleration response. 12. High-pitched whining noise. Unusual sound from the fuel injector may indicate internal problem or internal wear. In some cases, if there is air inside the fuel system from a leaking fuel injector, that can also cause high-pitched whining noise. So if there is air in the system, it has to be bled. 13. Erratic RPM fluctuations. Excessive RPM fluctuation from the engine can be a sign of uneven fuel distribution. If the ECU struggles to compensate for bad fuel injectors, that can cause erratic engine operation. So run diagnostic scan for injector correction values. If you find a faulty injector, then it's time to either replace it or maintain it. Excessive engine speed variation can be an indication of one or more fuel injector not performing as it should. 14. Clogged diesel particulate filter. Diesel engines may experience more frequent regeneration of the diesel particulate filter if the injectors are not functioning properly. This could be caused by unburned fuel fouling the diesel particulate filter. So replace a faulty fuel injectors and regenerate the diesel particulate filter. 15. Metallic particles inside the fuel filter. If you find out there are metallic particles inside the fuel filter, that could indicate worn injector internals shedding metal. This requires replacement of the faulty fuel injector and fuel system flush. 16. Hydrolock risk. In extreme cases, there is a possibility of facing a hydrolock. This is when fuel leaks into the cylinder, preventing piston movement and preventing engine cranking. If you happen to notice that there is a difficulty cranking your engine, remove the glow plugs and crank to clear the deposited fuel inside the cylinder. 17. Excessive soot. If there is poor combustion inside the cylinder as a result of a faulty fuel injector or bad fuel spray pattern, that can cause excessive soot accumulation. So this requires cleaning or replacement of the fuel injectors. So excessive soot can also be an indication of a failing fuel injector. High NOx emission is the 18th symptom. If there is incorrect injection, if there is bad injection timing as a result of a faulty fuel injector not responding on time, that can cause high NOx emission. This will require recalibrating fuel injectors or replacing them if there is excessive NOx emission. And 19. Fuel leak around the fuel injector. Physical damage or wear can lead to fuel leak around the fuel injector, which is a very serious safety hazard. If there is a damaged O-ring, for example, if there is a cracked fuel injector body, that can cause fuel leak. Replace the seals or the injectors if you find out that there is leakage. And finally, 20. Reduced turbo boost. If the ECU limits power due to injector fault, that can reduce the turbo boost. So this requires diagnosing the engine with an OBD2 scanner. So if you happen to notice the boost is reduced, that could be caused by a faulty fuel injector. So in order to pinpoint what injector is causing the trouble, you can scan for error codes, look for P0200 series that is associated with the injector issues. You can also perform leak-off test. This will measure the fuel injector leakage. If there is excessive leakage, excessive return, it means there is accelerated wear. And also make sure that you are checking the electrical resistance of the fuel injectors and compare it to the specification. Monitor rail pressure as well. In that common rail, drop in the pressure of the common rail indicates leakage somewhere. And in order to pinpoint which injector is at fault, if you don't have enough diagnostic tool, you can swap injectors, see if the problem follows the same injectors. So this is how you can pinpoint a faulty fuel injector. Always use high quality diesel fuel to avoid water contamination and replace fuel filters on time. It could be every 15,000 to 30,000 miles. Add diesel fuel injector cleaner periodically in order to clean the system and fix leaks as soon as possible to prevent air entrance into the fuel system. So if you notice any of these signs in your vehicle, then it is important to have the fuel injector checked by a qualified mechanic. Early diagnosis and repair can prevent further engine damage and ensure optimal engine performance. Well, dear viewers, that is all we have for you regarding some of the top symptoms of a bad or failing common rail diesel fuel injector. If you find this video helpful and if you like what has been presented, please smash the like button. If you are new to this channel, do consider subscribing, turn on notifications so that you will be the first to get notified whenever we come up with another video. Until then, stay safe.